Hello, everyone, and welcome to day 18 of this 30-day Living an Authentic Life Challenge. Today, we're going to have a conversation about identity. And I'm wondering, how did you form your identity? Is it based off of something that you saw on TV, or was it something that somebody told you that made you think, oh, that's who I am? That's what I do. Some people have tied their identity into the things that they have. That's why we have a conversation about lifestyle, because we've got to pay attention and not just let your lifestyle be the defining factor of who you are. The thing that we have to often remember is that we shouldn't get attached to things because things can change. So what I've learned is if you have something that you want to get clarity about what it is, you really need to go to the manufacturer. For a lot of you that may be watching this on your phone has features that you have no idea how to use and you will probably never use. Why? Because you won't take the time to get to know it. The same way you don't often take the time to get to know who you are at the core of your being. If you take a few moments to just discover the features that you possess, there's some things about you that are untapped because you haven't taken the time and the people around you haven't taken the time either. And if you choose not to seek the manufacturer to get a greater understanding, you will never know what you currently possess. Here's the thing that I love. When I decided to go seek my manufacturer, because I firmly believe with everything in me that God is the manufacturer of who we are at the core of our being. And if you let God identify you, you'll get greater insight than you ever imagined. Because the last thing that I thought I would even see, now granted, I realize that there are no new words written in my Bible, but I guarantee you that there's some things, depending on what you're going through in life, it will just sort of pop off the page. Because I've read Ephesians 2:10 a whole lot of times. But the day that I asked God to give me greater insight about who I am, Ephesians 2:10 just seemed to burst off the pages. And God told me in that moment, at that time, that I am a masterpiece. Think about that. If the creator of the universe says that you are a masterpiece, then who are you to let the world tell you that you are not? One part of your life may not be working, so you may not think that you are magnificent, you are marvelous, you are amazing, that you are a masterpiece. Here's the thing I want you to do. If you find that one part of your life is not really working, put it in quarantine. When we go through having some sickness in our world and we realize we have to go to the hospital, and if you are really, really bad and you are going to the hospital, what do? They put you in quarantine. They do that because they don't want one element to affect another element. So if you think that something in your world is not working, a piece of who you are is not fully functioning, put it in quarantine. Quarantine does two things. First, it gives you time to heal. Some of us don't know who we are because of the chaos and the drama that has existed in our world. And I had a conversation yesterday that you will probably need to have faith to function, to get through some of the things that have come into your world to try to take you out. And the only reason that something that detrimental may have happened to you is because when you finally discover who you truly are, the way God designed you and put you in the earth to be, is so amazing that the enemy had to come and try to take you out before you ever discovered you. So I want you to discover your identity. Do this first. Write down all the things that you know to be true about you. There's some things that you just know that you know that you know that you know about yourself that nobody can tell you. It's that thing that if somebody says, you can't do that, you'll be the first one to say, oh, you think I can't? Let me prove to you that I can. Or that moment where people say, oh, this just isn't done. It just can't be done and you won't be able to do it. Oh, you said I won't? Watch me because I will. That part of who you are, when that part starts showing up, that piece right there, it's a vision that gives you a small insight into your identity because you will not let anybody, anywhere, or anything tell you when you are sure that you can't or you won't. So I want you to start putting some of those elements about who you are at the core of your being. When you ground your identity in God, He's the one that tells you that part. So when the world says it just can't be done, you will press through all of what's coming at you. Because when I also read, when I was rediscovering myself to get a clarity about my identity, Jesus said that a thief comes to rob a house. Now think about that in just real terms. Thieves don't break into empty houses because they ain't nothing to really steal. There's no way that somebody's coming to steal something that is not there. There's something that's inside of you that the enemy does not want you to see. So he tries everything that he can from the time that you are little to get you to be identified by things, because things change. And as things start changing, because you tied your identity to it, you will start changing your identity as well. And you'll never know who you are. You'll never be who you were called to be in the earth because you won't know. I want you to stop tying yourself to things. Stop living a lifestyle tied to things that are not grounded at the essence of your being. And seek the manufacturer. Just like you have a manufacturer for the things that you don't mind seeking, find some solace in God, a being greater than everything that there is, and who you are, because He made you and He knows the depth of your soul that the world needs to see. So spend some time with Him so that you can get to know the amazing features that exist in you. And so, day 18, we're going to talk a little bit deeper. Join me and those that are on Zoom because this challenge takes place on Zoom. So go to my website, TanyaEHood.com. There you can click and quickly join because at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, this day will be done. Looking forward to seeing you soon so that we can finish this conversation.